Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna do Zen review. I think the place rank is gonna be around gold, plat, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, just gonna change some titles first. Okay, so it's gonna be Zen review, and then just gonna join voice in a second. I don't think I'm gonna do webcam today because I'm not looking good. Okay, well, I think everything's ready. Hello? Hello, hello?
I'm muted. Whoopsie.
Oh, you're not muted. Okay, how are you doing today?
Uh, Pretty good. How's it
Oh,
going with you?
everything's going good. Just gonna do a session with you, and then gonna work with the team later. But yeah, let's see. What do we want to review today? What kind of replay you want me to look at?
So it's what I consider to be an above average Zenyatta gameplay for myself, and I wanted to see what mistakes appear whenever it's above average,
Yeah,
as opposed
that
to
makes sense.
average gameplay.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. What do you think you need to work on as Yara if there's anything?
Um, I am not entirely sure at the moment. But I mean, like, I kind of want to say probably staying alive, but in this one, I don't think that's gonna be an issue too much because
Mm-hmm.
I think on Zenyatta I end up having like 2 or 3 deaths the entire match until I swap to Lucio because they asked me to
Oh,
at the end.
okay. So staying alive is not the problem. What might be the
Not in
problem?
this replay. I
And
think that
uh-huh.
elsewhere it might be, but here in this replay, the problem.
I mean, you
Um,
can just kind of tell me in general. I don't think if we're gonna be replay specific, yes, it's usable, but it's if is there any general issue?
Discord targets maybe. Discord
Discord
targets.
priority.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
Discord warp. Is
Yeah.
there anything else?
I can't think of anything. No, I think we're just gonna have to watch the replay for
Yeah,
that.
we can just watch it. I think the Discord warp can be the good topic to start with, though. Let's take a look. Okay. Can you send me the replay again? Which one you want me to look at?
It was on Antarctic.
Mm, mm, mm,
That's
mm, mm, mm.
I think that's someone else's replay. Let me see if
Y-
I can
yeah, if you
put up
can
Overwatch
send
real quick.
send it to me again, I think that would be
I
the best.
also did I think I sent it to you somewhere on Discord.
Yeah, I think you did. It just
Yeah,
good. It's kind of because there have been a bunch of messages.
I
I
know,
think I
I know.
found one, but let
Here
me
we go.
let me
Here we go. Here we go.
let me see.
Sorry, I had to. I was opening up Overwatch, so I had to wait for it to load slightly to reopen Discord.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I
here's
got it. I think I
the.
just found
You
it.
have it.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
got it. Give me 1 second. So yeah, I think that was this last one. You sent me the Zenyatta one and then the Reinhardt one. So it's okay. So it's right here. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that again. For some reason, it's not working though, which is interesting. Are you? So
Do you
can
maybe
you
have too
try to
many, or do I not? Is it not up there anymore?
try to check
Checking
this
right now.
message again? So the last message here, I'm just gonna.
I might have put the wrong one in there
Yeah,
though,
maybe it's
like
the
the
wrong
wrong
one.
code.
Maybe.
Um, R9 GP3W should
Our
be 1 week ago.
Yeah,
Let me see.
that one which I sent you, I think. The that one you suggested.
R9 GP3W, I think it is. So I believe I did type it wrong. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it is.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
So we can take a look at that then. Oh yeah, that's a correct one. Right. Can you see my stream just fine?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay, good. If the quality is gonna drop, then let me know. You can
That's fine.
just also go and watch everything on Twitch. That's
I'm
also okay.
looking at
But
the stream and your Discord.
Oh,
So
you, look,
yeah, I
look
have
at
both open.
things. Okay,
I just have one muted.
that's alright. That's alright. Well, you starting out as Zana. Are we gonna be switching to? Oh yeah, so we deciding to go Zenyatta. Okay. So, so what's your game plan here? What are you looking to do?
Uh, Generally, I just leave my orb on the tank all the time unless I see a squishy in need of heals. So that's my plan for heals. And then for Discord, I either try to call targets in comms or I look for what my team is focusing on. And my plan is to kind of stay a bit out of the fight generally, or like peek corners.
Okay. So staying out of the fight, picking corners. How your is there anything what triggers to change your orb placement, like specifically the healing orb?
Um, well, like I said, if I see squishies getting low, then I can throw it on them real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Is that just
But
that,
it's
or?
not it's not that effective when they're on the front line or like they're getting hard focused. It's more because Anna's the main healer right here.
Yes.
Since my healing output is not that high, I look for people who are kind of getting out of the fight, and I'm able to throw it on there, get and just basically save the Ana resource for who needs it more.
Right. Okay.
That's
Okay.
generally my thought process.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll throw it on anyone that I can to try to keep my healing output going and not waste it on someone who's full HP.
Okay, I think we can just watch this replay first, and then we can talk about a couple of things. I see that we are sending the Discord orb towards the Hanzo, and then we starting using healing orb on your tank at the moment. Your Ana dies, but then your tank is also aggressive. Okay, and then we are gonna place. Okay, so first of all,
okay.
let me ask you this. So when we look at you, has there been almost no time when we are looking to pressure the enemy? So why is that? So if we watch that again, yeah, there's almost...
I think it has to do with me not wanting to be caught out in a position like Piranha kind of got killed by I think it was a sonic arrow just like straightly thrown in there, so I'm just trying to play positions that don't like make me too easy of a target for like say the Hanzo there.
Right.
Okay. And I don't really want to like right now. What I would probably have done to be aggressive is peek the left side here, but I don't want to go too far away from my team like that because that's dangerous.
Why not?
Because it's a Hanzo, specifically a mercy boosted Hanzo. So if he lands like one shot, maybe he headshots me, or maybe he lands one shot, damage boosted, and then presses E and insta kills me like that with a combo.
Yeah,
I'm very vulnerable with Zen, not just because he doesn't have a lot of movement, but his hitbox is huge.
Right, so you want to be careful around the one shot, but at the same time, you want to solve the problem of how do we pressure support, because that's ultimately the priority for you, because in a game like Overwatch, the damage output is constantly higher than the healing output, so there's no way you can win the fight if you just focus on healing. There's no way you will win the fight if we just heal the Rhine or we just heal another target, so you want to find ways to support your team through the pressure first. Okay, so that is where you can maybe put a Discord orb, but also think about the shots which you can do. Think about it this way: is there anyone on the enemy team who we can pressure without exposing ourselves? But because you pressure this target, you making it hard for the enemy team to do damage, and making it hard for and as a consequence, because you're making it hard for the enemy team to do damage, you save someone here. Could you potentially support your team this way? If yes, then who do you shoot then?
I would like to say I shoot Winston, but I don't know how much he could actually do here compared to this Hanzo, which would probably be a better target to pressure because he's got good sight lines right now.
Exactly.
Massive damage output.
And that is something you want to look into. think how to support your teams through the pressure, because guess what? If you put an AWP on the Hanzo, but you also look into pressure with just normal fire and also with, your yeah, I guess it can. Yeah, I think let's just look into just normal fire. Maybe it's right clicks, maybe it's primary fire, and then trying to pressure him off because you do that. He cannot go as aggressive, and Joanna can survive, for example. Yeah. So we want to be thinking who is the most aggressive on the enemy team and put the pressure on them, but usually as a support, because if you put the pressure on the most aggressive person, then you letting your team live and survive a little bit longer because they're not going to be taking damage from those targets. Okay, so that is the first part. We need to pressure the Hanzo, but what your positioning would be to pressure this Hanzo?
Um, so I could try that off angle I was talking about, which would maybe take him by
Dangerous.
surprise or split his position, but it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily much more dangerous than playing where the Ana was playing directly where
Yeah.
he's looking.
Right.
Because I mean, like, sure, I have the shield, but if he puts his shield down, then
Right.
there's nothing to block me,
Right.
right? So
Right.
either way, I'm out in the open. It's just whether or not I want to split his attention or if I want to play with my tank.
Right. So the first part is what you mentioned that you don't want to play out in the open, so you want to play corners. Yeah, because you're playing
Yeah.
corners, you can minimize your hitbox, you can maximize the amount of the pressure you do if you also position correctly. By the way, if you position here technically for the Hanzo, it will be not as easy to dodge your shots because he's kind of between those two buildings here. But there is like one layer. You can also be here. Yeah, you can also be using these corners. But the
Yeah.
second one is, I think you can and actually should try to be looking more proactive and aggressive with taking angles if it's possible. Because as a Zenyatta, you have the same one-shot potential as Hanzo as well. So yes, it's dangerous that he has the one shot, but you also do as well. It's just kind of the same as treated like this guy's a sniper, but you can also be treating acting like a sniper in a way. Yeah, if Widow fights enemy Widow, it doesn't mean that you if that because that enemy Widow can headshot you, you will not pick her, right? You just would pick her in a different way, yeah, or in different time, right? So if we wanna play here, I think this is good. Yeah, because you can one shot the Hanzo. It's the same as the Widow duel. But what would be the best time to go for this peak?
Um, Probably would have been better to go much closer to the beginning of this fight where maybe he because I haven't peaked here yet, he doesn't know where I am
Yes.
and he's focused on like the tank or whatever.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot to do about the attention of the player. So if we just look at this kind of more mechanical perspective, his cross is here, right? So you know where he is. He's pointing it towards this location one. But in a first-person shooter, what we want to be doing is making our aim easy, but at the same time, you want to make it hard for the enemy team to aim at you. Yeah, and because you are gonna be positioned in this maybe like second location, you still know where the Hanzo is, so it's easy for you to aim. But guess what? He has to turn the crosshair more, so we gonna be throwing his aim off more, which makes it harder for him to aim. So technically, you have pretty huge advantage versus him as well if his crosshair is pointed towards this, but it's only pointed towards this if he's distracted with something. Usually you can look at your tank. If your tank is active, kind of actively getting damaged by someone, then that is the right time for you to peek. Yeah, so far what we covered is we want to have an off angle. I would say that's good. By the way, remember that you support, you want to take damage because of your passive. So if you take damage from some just some cheap damage, maybe it can be even fire rocket, yes, at some point just normal one, you can just hide and regain your HP. You also have your shields, so that's something to utilize. But yeah, we want to be using off angle. We want to be putting the pressure on the Most aggressive target, yeah. So you just want to look for normal shots, Discord orb them, and it should be good. And play close to corner. Yep. Does it make sense here, or any questions about that?
Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense.
nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think let's just play. Let's see what's gonna happen later. So far, it's just kind of lack of pressure to me, and the lack of pressure. Why? Because positioning is a little bit off, and actually, the sound is so loud for me. Give me a second. I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Yeah, so the lack of pressure, and then it's because of the positional mistake and maybe a little bit of a just in general kind of mindset. You have to take damage, you can't take damage as support, so move up in a more aggressive spots. That's totally fine. As a
I
support,
think I'm messing with my sound settings because of mic stuff.
oh, okay.
Like that. I think I
Yeah,
was having mic trouble during this match.
that happens. That happens sometimes. Okay, well, pressure to Winston now. Is the Winston, is he the most aggressive on the enemy team currently? Is a good target to Disco Torp?
Hanzo is still also a good target because he's taking an off angle here,
Yeah.
but he's not exactly the target yet. I would
Mhm.
say that Winston would be the main target right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you also cannot see the Hanzo yet, too. So,
Not
and
yet, no.
yeah, that's why this is good for now. This is pretty nice. The Winston is jumping in. He's using bubbles, so it would be
Actually, the Hanzo's one,
yeah, it would be fine to
so
shoot
he
him
can't do
if
anything
it's
yet.
possible. Maybe if you would have the sightlines on the Hanzo, maybe you could go on him. But this part is connected to I want to take an off angle as Zenyatta because how do I support my team is not only through direct healing but also through
So,
indirect damage. Yeah.
with
Mhm.
that in mind, I probably would have been better off to maybe go with the Mei here on the high
Exactly.
ground.
Yes, yes, much better. That would be much better. And look at that. Because you creating the threat from the angle, look at the timing. The Hanzo is distracted. Because you can one-shot the Hanzo right here. It's, you know, so much value. Well, let's say you will not one-shot. At least you do damage, which makes it
Right.
this Hanzo to move back. If he moves back, your team have easier time to walk forward. And your Ana survives. Your other guys can also survive too. So that's quite nice. What is the rank of this lobby, by the way?
Um, it was either gold or plat. I'm not entirely sure because my MMR and my rank don't match. But
Ah,
let's
yeah,
see.
okay. What is your rank though?
It's gold one,
Okay,
gold,
so it's
gold one on support. Yeah.
close to plat, yeah. Okay, so this is what you want to do. This is good. The pressure right there, you supporting your team so much more through that, and then guess what? This Hans is gonna turn, but it still takes time. If he's gonna turn on you, it still takes
And now
time,
he's
and
walled
you have
off.
yeah, and you have an advantage versus him technically because you are taking that angle, you have
I
the timing.
reloaded too soon.
Yeah, it's a mechanical mistake to me. Little bit small. It's okay.
Yeah.
I just would look at the bigger picture for now. I think this is good, and the fight is won. Okay, this is fine too. Right.
The reload issues just point out to me a lot because I was watching Flat's roast coach some bronze Zen who reloaded constantly,
Oh
and
yeah, that's a common mistake.
now it
Yeah, of
just
course, but
points out to me more.
okay.
I was a
Now
COD player, so I reload all the
I
time.
I do remember because you play Hitscan, you play Widowmaker, and you just those one-shot characters, right? Um, is there anything you would be doing as one-shot character when you have this downtime?
Um, well, I mean,
Do you just play
honestly,
on
I'd probably
point?
be playing on the bridge up there
Exactly. Why do you play on the bridge up there?
because I can get early chip shots in, try to get some ult charge, or try to get a cheeky one shot before they push in.
Can you do the same as Zen as well?
Yes. So I
Yes,
don't know why I'm on the point.
exactly. So that is something we can also look at. Yep,
Well,
poke.
actually, it might. be partially because of the whole mic thing, but I don't know.
Might be, that might be, but
I
still
don't
important
know.
to address.
I'm gonna say probably not. Um, I'm gonna say this is probably just me trying to take free downtime.
Yeah, this is all right. So looking for those one shots, even in a poke phase or just farming ult charge is quite nice. Using you're the one shot character. You can one shot people. That's the same as Widowmaker. You just projectile, so you have to utilize that. Yeah, the Disco Torp is fine. Yeah, we noticed that the Junker Queen is really aggressive. She's the most aggressive in the enemy team currently, so you can pressure her away, and then we noticed the Shatter, that's good. Disco Orb and the Pharah. What do you think about that Disco Orb, by the way? Is it a good one?
Um, I think it's a good one for
Yeah.
me and the Pharah here.
Yeah,
Obviously my
I think
whole
so.
team can't capitalize on that, but two people can, and that would be enough because we can get one quick pick if both react on that.
Yeah.
And I think I did call that out. So they should. But
Yeah, so is she...
since they're especially being pressured back so far, Pharah is the only one who is aggressive on the point. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we can always put it in a simple way. The Pharah is the most aggressive, so I can Discord her right there, pressure her away this way. Even just having a Discord Orb on the player, a lot of times, against good players especially, that can pressure them away from the... from the point or like just any position, so that's quite nice. Okay. We're just looking to shoot here.
To the whoever there was, McCree, I don't know.
That was okay. The fight is won. So
Yeah.
let's just see what we do. Yeah, so again, it's kind of want to look for the early poke. If it's possible, look for to in this time, yeah, because we want to create that one shot sweat, and specifically just mechanically make sure you charge that right click. There's no downside in that. It's basically like having a sleep dart or like having an maybe... What good example? Yeah, maybe it's a gas grenade. It can be anything, yeah? What kind of helps you to push the enemy team away and protect you, because you have this right-click charge, because you have this downtime. If anything happens, yeah, if somebody flanks you, if somebody goes really aggressive, you can always try to punish them with your right-click here. Yeah, so that's quite nice.
And now I'm playing on the bridge because our tank is pushed up there, so I'm feeling more confident about it, but I'm also still trying to play the range aspect, since I don't know if he has damage fall off, but I know it's
no damage
far
fall
away
off.
at least.
No
damage fall off.
I think it's no damage fall off as far as I remember.
I didn't think he did, but I know that it's at least like the same or greater range than Widow. If it is,
it's with the characters, like, so what's been like Ramatra, there's also, I think, yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, there's no damage fall off, but yeah, it's like just some projectiles have no damage fall off, like the May, I think, as well, but it's because the projectile just really difficult to aim at the far ranges, so
right. I probably could push up here with the Reinhardt, but I feel like that's a bit too far because their spawn is like right there.
Yeah, I think this is okay-ish. You just because you want to have relatively mid to long range sightlines, this is okay. Just make sure you maybe, like, in this moment, yeah, maybe we can peek this way because we still have this mid-range, long-range sightline. And when they are pushing up, you can try to go back later. That's okay. You're still creating some sweat, and because you want to support the most aggressive person in your team as well, you can maybe put up an orb. Maybe you can also orb Pharaoh later, but, you know, this is just more of a, how do we do damage, I guess. And this way you support your team a little bit more. You can also technically trans that, because that, if you would trans that, because that's the last fight, we can save our Reinhardt, and then Reinhardt gets an ultimate. Maybe we can try to fight on point later and then just run them over. Yeah, I think that would be quite good here. It's still winnable, I think, even though they try to touch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's such a big game changer, it seems like. That early pressure and that early transcendence there. I think it would make your life so much easier here. It still should be winning. So see, okay, this is when you have the downtime, by the way. In this downtime, when you behind the corner, yeah, again, you can just look to freely charge your right click again. It's
Right.
not only about the poke phase, it's also about this kind of roll phase as well. So like right now, you go for just get extra 1-2 shots, you do more damage. I know this is okay. If you don't have this downtime, then just going for primary fire is okay. If there's downtime, you're behind the corner, then charging your right click. Usually it makes sense. Yeah, like here it makes total sense. Okay, still win it.
Ready for battle.
Oh, I feel like I'm
Any questions so far, maybe?
No, I think I'm understanding everything.
Okay, let's
I
keep
don't
going.
think I've got any questions yet.
Let us be grateful for our advantages.
Okay, so let's see here. What do we do? Trying to go to the Rissa. Okay, and then the Discord orb is on her. Switching your orbs a little, but then you keep pressuring. Okay, switching back. Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting question. Is there a position which allows you to maintain or yeah, let's just put it this way. Is there a position which could help you to pressure enemy team longer, kind of, for the longer time? Because at this position, it feels like you're kind of going back and forth, yeah? So you going
So
forward and then pushing back. Is there a position which could be better to, like, pressure the enemy team in a more consistent way? Yeah, let's put it this way.
maybe I could use the high ground behind me or the lower high ground that I had come from. But the lower high ground that I came from, I don't have LOS,
Yeah,
so the high ground there at the corner would be better
yeah.
here.
Yeah. So maybe the high ground here, I think that works just fine as initial tool. Maybe later when the
You
fight
push
is
back here.
probably, yeah, because you want to keep the range, but you also want to have an angle because of the potential one-shot threat. Yeah, because you are not stacking with your team, so we are pushing
Right.
this way, and you also have the threat like coming, from here, so they will have really hard time moving up. It's kind of the same when you up there as well, but just slightly different. It's nice though that you have the sidelines here, but at least this option gives us more consistent pressure. So we don't just have to constantly move back, yeah, but we can just stay, maintain this position, and what is nice, because you have better line of sight, you can pressure somebody who is at 200 HP and get that potential kill on that target too, yeah, because you have, let's say like now, yeah, there are multiple people who are going aggressive, right? So there's a Rissa, there is Cassidy, and let's just see what's gonna happen next. So it's even, yeah, I think it's starting here. Okay, so it's a Rissa, it's a Reaper, Cassidy, but who is more dangerous? Who can put more pressure from the enemy team? Is that the Rissa currently, or is there anybody else? What do you think?
I want to say it's the Reaper because he's like much further up in the Risa, but all of our team is playing pretty well out of his range, so
Yeah,
it's
pretty
the
far.
McCree and the Orisa.
Okay, so who can shoot your team from that range then?
McCree has the highest damage
Yes,
potential.
exactly. So that is something you want to disable, because you disable that. Guess what? This guy is not going to be able to do any damage to your team, and then you also disabling the opportunity for him to look for the grenade option with a short range. So that is quite good. So and that what gives I mean, Yeah, it's probably gonna be this. You are positioned in a better way because you have better off angle. Because of that, you have better sideline, and that allows you to pressure more valuable target. Yeah, so it's not just defaulting to the tank, which is a lot of times is might be okay, but there are also times when you can shoot these targets first, and but then when this happens, maybe you can switch. Yeah, maybe here I would switch the warp totally. Why not? Yeah, because Dorisa is going the most aggressive right now. So, but yeah, see what happens next. By the way, that happened again. Yeah, the cast the Kree got a kill right there because there's no pressure. All right. Let's keep watching. Okay.
Overwatch. I'm hearing sounds I don't want to.
Okay,
Waiting for
so
group up.
we are moving up. This is better. I think this is gonna be much better position for you now.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Sorry, what was that?
just immediately dropped off the high ground.
Yeah, could stay. I probably could stay because you're still pressuring the cask here, so
Right.
that's quite nice. Yeah, I think the Discord orb was also good. You just this Cassidy right here is the most aggressive. Maybe.
1 second, I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, okay. Take your time. Everyone on Twitch, can you guys see if my frames are dropping or something? I see that on my second monitor, for some reason, the stream is just uh, what's that called? It just keeps black. Sometimes it's a black screen for a second. I don't know. It seems like the frames are dropping or something. Is it looking good overall, or also hello Feezy, hello Timothy, and then hello Regulus, and hello Unholy Phoenix TV, and hello Gearhead as well. How are you guys doing? Yeah, it's looking good so far. Yeah, I just keep noticing that on my second monitor, it keeps acting weird. I don't know. It just keeps, black screening it for a second. I don't know how to explain it, I guess. It's like I played the WAD, and then on my second monitor, it's just black screen for a second. When I viewed in a Streamlabs mod. Okay, we're just gonna write down so far. So our recap is mechanically charge right clicks when we have downtime. Also, we mentioned that we want to take off angles. I think that's one of the biggest things. So off angle, and
My dad needed help with his phone.
Oh, okay. Everything's fine now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was doing quick recap, just writing down in a summary. Okay. Well, yeah, I think let's just see. Yeah, so here, Discord orb was fine. Yeah, it's on Cass because Cassidy is the most aggressive. Maybe you can switch the warp to the Reaper later. But he's down here as well. Here the warp is okay. And then you're pushing the Cass back. Alright. You're switching orbs quite frequently. That's what I want to say as well. Just, healing orbs, though. So...
Because I'm looking for the lowest health target, and sometimes I misplace it because they run in front of me. Which is not their fault.
Right. Let's put it this way. The fight is happening now, right? So... Because you have an Ana... technically, the Ana's job, because of the healing output, the Ana's job is usually to heal those big HP pools. Like, that's why she's really good at healing tanks, or support any far-ranged targets. Yeah, like if someone's really far, like long-range sightlines, she can easily support that because of her gun no fall off as well, because you also have the range for the. I think for the orb, that's usually not your job, but you know, for the Ada, because she's easily can support the tank, you can kind of leave that to her usually, and then that where you can try to orb someone else, like your DPS usually. So that can be
So
Farah.
similar to Mercy, I focus more on 200 HP targets with my orbs
Rather,
most
yes.
of the time.
Of course, you can switch, but let's say that you want to enable the person who is going the most aggressive and prioritize DPS. So if you see tank and DPS going aggressive, then usually prioritize DPS because first of all, if you because you leave the orb on the tank, you just don't need it because Diana is better at it. She can heal up all this damage, and it's also easier for her technically because of the just how the gun works. But that's why you can leave the orb on the Mei. But it doesn't mean that the Mei is kind of like useless here as well. The Mei is really can do a lot of pressure, right? The Mei can really do a lot of things, and you'll notice a lot. Oh yeah, there's one more reason why you keep warp on DPS, because a lot of times your DPS can be in and out of your line of sight, but your orb can be on them for a short period of time. So let's say my Tracer gets behind this building, in that building, she can fight for a short period of time, even when she's not in my line of sight. Where the Ana, she cannot do so. That's why you prioritizing DPS who likes to like take a really cheeky angle, or maybe they're trying to flank, you usually leave an orb on them. That's why I hear a lot, yeah, like leave an orb on the Tracer, or maybe you can leave an orb on your maybe it can be Widowmaker, because the Widowmaker keeps playing out of your line of sight from time to time as well. Yeah, so stuff like that basically. Yeah, and because you live in an orb, yeah, I think because this is the problem, because you not leaving an orb, you switching it constantly, you're missing out on the damage. That's what I think. And you want to prioritize trying to go for the damage as much as possible. That's why leave an orb and maintain the pressure after, right? How to choose a target? Choose the most active DPS usually, and later you can switch, but you cannot switch that frequently. It doesn't make sense with the orb kind of switching, or
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay. So we can keep on open on this Mei, and let's say we wouldn't switch kind of between the Zauri and Mei. The Zauri is still fine, by the way, because she has her blue shields. You don't have to be worried about healing her at all. Just leave that orb on here, and later, because you do pressure, in the first place, this Mei takes less damage, or this Zauri takes less damage as well, so it's just because you're doing the pressure. The Zenyatta supporting your team through the pressure, first of all. I mean, with any support, it's kind of like that, but you just want to, especially with Zenyatta, prioritize doing pressure more. Why do we drop here?
I think I was just following my team.
Is it fine if you stay in the high ground here?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, I could get pressured down, but
Right.
then they would be splitting their attention, which
Right.
would be beneficial to us. So
Yeah.
I would mostly want to stay up here.
Yeah, I think you do. Maybe if you're concerned about this flank, if somebody flanks you, then keep the range. Just go here. Maybe you can use this here. You have the sidelines on point too. But this is quite nice. You have an off angle, so split attention, and you make it easy for you to decide who to orb currently. Yeah, so because we just drop, it makes it harder for you to exactly, orb someone. You put in yourself in a dangerous location, and then, yeah, the gas can just kill us. By the way, look into this option is really fine as well. Just later though. Yeah, once you dealt with the cast, probably you would move to the angle. It would be quite nice. Okay, I'm thinking. Do you want to also maybe get any visual examples of what I just mentioned with angles? Or do we just continue with this review? Because I think so far I have.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, because I think I have some examples saved from like top of 100 gameplay even. So if you want to look at that, that's completely fine. Okay. That's right. So, in this case, yeah, you have multiple active people right now, but the Zauri is really critical. I mean, the Zauri is also the one who is really the most active right now. So, you can leave an orb on her, but then it's kind of later you rather look to support your team through the pressure, yeah? So you can leave an orb, yeah, probably switch into fire is okay, but then how do I pressure, yeah? How do I shoot the enemy team so they will deal less damage to my Zarya? Zarya right now, she's okay, she's full HP, so I can keep pressuring, maybe switch my angle here, try to damage this guy here, try to damage the cast, so you will not let them any room to just sit for free on this high ground. Yeah, they will have to just hide in these places, or even just push back all the way here, and that's really good for you.
Set them on the low
Yeah.
ground here.
Yeah, this is so. It seems like we want to keep an off angle. We want to keep the pressure mindset more, so not switching orbs too much, and then playing corners can also be helpful as an addition, but I don't think it's too big of a problem at this level, at least from what we see now. I think it's bigger the problem of how we utilize an angle, making sure you are not switching your orb too much, just going for the pressure with the right clicks as well when you have this downtime. So, for example, even if we watch it here, yeah, when your Zarya was on the high ground right now. So it's right now, yeah, we maybe can leave an orb, but then how do we pressure? Yeah, because you have this downtime. So I think it even starts before the fight here. Yeah. So it's right now. You have this downtime, charge your right click. Yeah. Charge your right click if somebody shows up. Let's say they show up from the flank. You can just one-shot them. Or let's say this happens. You can also do a lot of pressure in that downtime too. Okay.
A problem that leads to me making mistakes in this might be me trying to prioritize staying alive too much and then not doing anything because I'm prioritizing
Yeah,
simply
and
living.
that is why, and at the end, that's why you see, like, because we're trying to prioritize staying alive and safety. You're trying to also save your team, but at the end they die, and that's because of this just fundamental thing. The damage output is constantly higher. That's why you want to look to support your team through the pressure. You know, it would be even better to just, if you really want to experiment with this at the start, just try to only support through the pressure instead of supporting with the healing. And then at the end, you can also focus on healing later. Because this game is more about who applies more pressure, yeah, who is doing more damage. That's why, especially with Zenyatta, he's extremely good at it. That's why you see like those send rank to GM challenges like Zen or no healing orb or something. I think there's been one, or Reinhardt no shield. Why? Because the game is about the pressure. Who pressures better? Yeah, it's not about like saving your team, saving the supporting them with healing. It's rather this. Yeah, like who click somebody like better. Like, how do you pressure the enemy better? Okay. Pulling back.
Continued left arrows if I wanted to get out without dying.
You know what? I also say this. If you wanna get out without dying, I notice this quite frequently when you're trying to do things. I mean, not do things, but stay in a fight. Let's say, especially against the heat scan characters, you do jump a lot. Yeah, so that's something what you can also fix. Because we jump a lot, we not controlling.
It makes yourself more predictable.
Yeah, because you're not controlling the character, you're not able to do any D-strafe, you're not able to crouch, so you remove all the actions, almost every action from the game, besides just, giving yourself an option to, like, float in arch or kind of direction, You can maybe float, like, towards the right, a little bit left, but this is way too predictable too, right? So,
when I'm playing Zen and Hanzo, I think I noticed I jump a lot on those characters, but then when I switch to something like Widow, I don't jump near as much.
Yes, because it's how it's punishing it is.
Yes. So you can see, like, I seem to have very, very different mindsets with different characters without even thinking about how, like, it's useful to kind of take the mindset from the other character. Like don't jump a lot because that's still useful even if you're not on Widow.
Yeah, that's still useful. I think, also when you're phrasing when you're trying to fix those habits, I think it's not useful to say don't do something, like don't jump. Would rather want to say what do you do instead, right? Because if you have a lot of don'ts, like you have maybe I don't want to go out of don't want to pick that angle, I don't want to maybe play that character versus that character, I don't want to stay at the short range. But then what do you do exactly? Because when you say don't, you have like unlimited options what you can do. Yeah, so there's like do this or do this. That's why maybe we say don't jump, but what do you do exactly in this way, in this case? I mean, yeah, what do you think? How do you fix this habit then?
Well, one thing could be just turn around and pressure him away because I'm Zen, high damage
So,
output versus him.
turn around. Okay. Is there anything else mechanically what you can do to
Another
fix that
thing
habit?
is I already played corners against him. When he started to attack me, I played a corner and then I went back into his line of sight. So try not to walk back into someone's line of sight unless you're going to pressure them, right?
Yeah, well, you can. I think Dor thinks it's more like how do you, because you pressure him, he's not gonna do much versus you, like much pressure versus you, but also mechanically. Yeah, when you're trying to fix that habit, maybe what we can try to do is something like maybe trying to do crouch instead, or maybe try to do something like, yeah, I think crouch is the most useful when you look into jump. It's like in real life, you want to, if you have the trouble with any habit, you just want to replace that habit with a more healthy one. Yeah, maybe you have a habit of eating something not good quality. You can just try to eat something like better quality. Yeah, I mean, the just as an example, and here's kind of the same. You want fixing this habit because a lot of times unconsciously you're also gonna be like trying to jump in those cases. Yeah, it might be just more of a, some players tend to think they cover the certain distance faster, or they also, I don't know, dodging this way too. But in reality, how do you dodge is, yeah, like try to do crouch, maybe try to replace it with something similar, maybe AD strafing can also work, right? Slightly better. So combining D strafing with crouching, that's also nice, yeah? So that's how you phrase it, like how do you fix this habit? That's what you do, yeah, to kind of fix that. Does it make sense, or?
Or strafe instead. I also have a corner I could have been playing there.
Yeah. This is another thing.
I'm realizing that in
Of course,
hindsight.
yeah. So it's kind of I'm going, yeah, trying to strafe. Maybe I can hide here, yeah. And
Yeah,
once you
exactly
recognize
there.
it, because it's not the straight line, just me jumping,
Hmm.
it's also better, yeah. Okay. Living an orphan, your Anna. See how
Mm,
frequently you switch your orbs, right? So
yeah.
this is what happens a lot. Who we should leave our orb on?
Well, May's going in to fight right now, being the most aggressive. So
Yes.
May.
Yeah, so leave an orb on her. Maybe you can try to heal Joanna later once she's under more pressure, but
Mm,
not the biggest priority because of her HP passive, and
mm,
also
198. Oh, I thought you were talking about her HP itself
oh
because of
yeah,
her
and also
198.
yeah, it's HP itself, I guess, and also HP passive too, because she can get healed in 1.5 seconds. You don't want to be as worried, but this is something you can be worried. Actually, I would even say this: if she's critical right here, you still have an orb on Dismay, because Diana will not receive any pressure, but
Deanna
Dismay
has a
will.
corner to play, but the May doesn't.
Yeah, the May is more out than the op, and the May is more frontline as well. So even though she would be critical, the orb still will be on that. And while the orb is on that, we're able to apply pressure by ourselves, and you make the life of this May much easier. You're supporting your May in a much more effective way too.
I'm constantly looking behind me because I feel like pushing in also. there's not many people alive right now.
Yeah.
It looks coming back.
It's okay-ish. Yeah, I think can sustain here. Nice. Yeah, they mechanically also were doing fine with landing shots, right? So that's something you can utilize.
I tried to heal the Genji, but he went behind a wall.
Now, the question is, who do you warp now?
I was looking for the Genji there because he was critical.
Oh yeah,
and
so the
behind
Genji.
enemy line.
Yeah, I thought that was not Genji for some reason. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're right. You want to orb the Genji probably, and
But the Genji was behind the wall.
yeah, of course. It's
So
just
now I'm still looking for him, and then our Ana gets critical, so I throw it on her real quick. And I'm
right,
like, okay, we kill the Genji now.
right. It's kind of. I still constantly ask yourself the question: can I also maybe instead of just switching my orbs, trying to heal every damage, can I support my team with dealing damage? Yeah, because if you do that, they will not get critical in the first place. So I would even say leave an orb on someone, probably Ana, because she's one of the most frontline aggressive 200 HP targets now, and then maybe you can switch to Genji, but you know, prioritizing damage, I think.
Prioritize damage.
Yes, for
okay.
sure. So like leave an orb on the Genji now, and then go for the damage, probably. Yes, right there. Yeah, the guy is the most aggressive, and then go for the damage here. That's quite nice, I think.
I think I want to heal the Genji there, but he was using deflect, so it wasn't really that necessary. He
It
still
just
had his resources.
That's why you can even anticipate. Just see who goes in the fight. Okay, let me orb them and kind of keep an orb there. You'd rather keep an orb for now, see who is the most aggressive, and then try to go for the pressure as well. And then later you can start switching your orbs a little bit more, but it really cannot be that frequent because animation is too long. Animation is too long when you're trying to switch that.
Yeah, and I feel that sometimes.
It's like you sometimes see the Nyaras, they just switch an orb, or like you mentioned, reload too much, yeah, and then you completely have a lot of downtime now. Yeah, you're not able to do pressure. If you ever have the question what to do in the game, just find a way to apply more pressure to the enemy. Just find ways to do so. The game is all about that. So this Discord warp is okay. Yeah, so right now. Yeah, so this is the exact situation right now. Well, you should leave your healing warp on. Can you keep it on Orisa? Can you keep it on someone else? What do you think?
I could keep it on Arista, but with what you've been saying about like Ana is the healer of the tank, and she can still handle that right now. The Arista's not taking that much damage. Maybe would be better to leave it on the Genji here so he can try to go in there again.
Right, exactly. By the way, there is another perspective. Imagine you're this Genji here. The Genji who has an orb, he's like, okay, it seems like I can go aggressive, I can have an orb. Wait, I don't have an orb anymore. So, yeah, it's like constantly, because it's constantly switching, it's really difficult for them to decide can they go aggressive or not, and that decreases the damage output of your team as well. Yeah, because you switch an orb too much, and then these guys, they cannot really decide what they should be doing. Yeah, they cannot decide, okay, like the Tracer in your team, maybe the Genji, they cannot decide, do we go on aggressive or do we stay? Yeah, do we just play passive like this corner, or can I be peeking this guy's more aggressive way? He still do, but then, you know, like right there, if you would have an orb, he would not use the dash and deflect. He would still stay there. And because he stays there, he applies more pressure, right? So, stuff like that. Okay, I think let's just try to summarize what we mentioned so far. We have a few minutes, and then maybe if you have any final questions, I can answer those.
Sure.
So yeah, let's just see what we got so far. What do we want to work on?
So work on just trying to apply more pressure, trying to make better decisions for positioning so that we can apply that better pressure. So like keeping high ground positions that give more LOS, or trying to pick alpha angles, and just trying to pick out who the most aggressive player is to Discord so that they try to back off.
Right, yeah, so with Discord, we're picking the most aggressive player. Okay, Discord, the most aggressive player on the enemy. It's kind of based on, a lot of times it's going to be based on their positioning, that sometimes you can also punish, maybe they have certain resources to use something, but for now, just look at the
Maybe they have a
positioning.
widow.
Yeah, just I think
Or
looking at the positioning for now is good enough, because let's say somebody is taking an angle, off angle, maybe flanking. If you discord of that, it's quite nice. Later, it can also be based on other factors. Maybe someone who has an ultimate, you can discord of that. Maybe it can also be someone who has no.
pocket.
Oh, sorry. What did it say?
Who has a pocket like a
Who
pharmacy?
has no, who has a no, oh, you suggesting, yeah, that can be also the factor, of course. The pocket is also one of those. The ultimate, maybe that can be also something like, yeah, they have certain ability which is really threatening in certain times, but this is more specific. Just look at the positioning, I think, for now this is gonna be good indicators that start with. Okay, so it's the
Who's the
orb.
furthest aggressive
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be
in the
based.
plane?
Yeah. Discord the most aggressive player on the enemy based on their position, and then what about the healing orb though? What do we want to do with your healing orb so far?
Try to leave it on our most aggressive player, who's taking the most attention.
So leave it on the most aggro player, and who you want to
Try to
prioritize. hmm
try to balance the tank healing a little more, depending on who I have as a healer. Like if it's Ana, she can handle that. Right? Don't try to focus on the healer
I,
or the
I I
tank too
I
much.
think most of your times is just gonna be times if you have maybe Brig or Lucio as a second support. I don't know. Well, sometimes it's gonna happen that you have Lucio and Zen at the same time, but that's quite a weird combination. You
That
might
happens quite a bit
yeah,
in lower elo.
you might switch the priorities there a little bit, but usually in most cases, it's gonna be DPS. It's gonna be prioritizing
Yeah,
200 HP targets for sure, and we also want to keep an orb. Yeah, keep an orb on the target, and don't switch it too much. So don't switch it too much. Keep an orb. Okay. I
yeah.
think
In lower
for
elo, you get a lot of weird comps because you have everyone just trying to play their best character, which
yeah,
is
this
good.
is this is good. I think. As soon as they, I think what I tend to deal with a lot of times, people switch, looking to switch unnecessarily too much, trying to counterpick. The game is not about countering, so it's kind of a lot of times leading to uh, interesting situations. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Also, yeah,
Playing your best hero is the best because you can apply the most
yes,
pressure
and
to your
this is
hero.
usually the best mindset to have. I think if you just want tweaking, I think especially in Overwatch 2, that's much better than having five heroes or like six heroes you switch between, and yeah, it just gives you more chances to like do pressure, just carry as in a that environment too. Okay. I think for later, what we can discuss, if we're still gonna work on your Zen later, we can actually discuss your orb, just healing your orb a little bit more, because I want to be more specific. We can be more specific about that. It's just uh, certain times, yeah, you. Yeah, let's just put it this way: the timing of your warp, and then maybe the target prioritization. Also, we can be specific with that. And I also think what we can discuss is your ult usage as well. I think because we didn't talk about it as much, so maybe ult usage can be the good topic too. Okay, so healing orb, Discord orb, also just a small thing, but it's important. In a poke phase, you want to be looking for the active pressure too. Yeah, look for the one shots potentially when you have this poke phase too. And when you have downtime, then we want to do what?
We want to look for a good aggressive position to try to get like poke or whatever.
Uh,
Maybe try to get like cheeky kills
if I'm
before
behind
fight.
this corner, what do I do when you have this
Like I don't
downtime in
want to
fight?
just sit AFK on point
What do you do
during
mechanically?
downtime.
Yeah, you don't want to sit on point, but to like create more potential sweat. What do we want to charge?
Um, During downtime on this map, could try to
Any map,
take.
any map, any map.
Okay, so any map, just I mean, I guess you could just say look for high ground positions that you can set up in
Yes, and also
where you think
mechanically,
they're going to push in
also
to
mechanically,
oppose where you think they're going to push in.
yeah, and also mechanically look to charge your right click too. Yeah,
Right, right,
because
right.
this is just makes
Oh,
kind of
that's
more.
that's talking about the when you say downtime here, I was thinking about like when they're respawning, but you're
That
also
too, that
talking
too.
about during the fight downtime, like if I'm
Exactly, yeah.
playing behind a corner, right?
Any downtime, basically. It can be they
Charging right click,
respawning.
right,
They can be respawning. I can even pick their spawn here technically and just send the like right click or
right.
me in downtime in the fight. Still, you can charge your right click. That's a free damage. If no downtime, then go for the normal pressure. Then
Right.
okay, I think just also maybe look into fix jumping habit a little bit more. And that's it, I think. Do you have any final questions?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay, if no questions, then I'll see you later. We can
Yeah.
aim for the next week, even if you have time, or just doing lessons sometime. Yeah, I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks. But yeah, next week is also good. If you have enough time to play, just let me know. We can set up
Yep.
something in the future. Okay, have a good day, and
Yeah, you too, man. I'm
I'll
gonna
see you
go
later.
watch some more One Punch Man.
Sure,
Peace.
good luck. Bye bye. Okay, that was quite nice. Let me just open Streamlabs and read all the comments. Unholy Phoenix TV, thank you for your follow. Also, there's been a follow 7 days ago. Someone named Seawick. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. So, hello, Strix. Hello, Shady Watch. What rank is this? It's Gold Zenyatta. Almost plat. Gold 1. Gold 1 rank. That seems so far from what players said, at least. I think, yeah, it's pretty accurate, at least for now. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Gold plat. Oh, you just answered that. Yeah, gold plat, exactly. How is everyone doing? Why the online is higher than usual? That's kind of weird too. And that's happening right exactly at the moment when I don't have any webcam on as well. So when I have my webcam on, then people just leave the stream, right? Have you seen New Hero? Yes, yes, I did. I probably should make a reactionary stream or video about that, but I just have limited time. I think I can also be slightly better at managing it. I was thinking I'm quite good, but I'm just working with multiple teams currently, a lot of players, so I can maybe do the swim regarding that later. I was also thinking maybe I can just do the stream where I play ranked, I think. I was thinking would be interesting. Just from time to time. What's your thoughts? Oh, he's this here is weird. I don't know, some questionable decisions there, 100%. It's more of a negative note in my opinion. I don't understand some of the thoughts behind his design and how his kit is working. It's kind of weird. I might be wrong. I might be wrong that this hero might be good, but my opinion is yeah, it's kind of odd. Pulling teammates is weird. Yeah, that's what I mean. There are a lot of interactions where you pull someone in or out, and I really don't like that concept of forced ability to replace someone because let's say you're the perfect position on the map. Let's say you are doing your job and then you just getting pulled out of that position for some reason because that player is kind of thinking you're in a danger, but he's a little bit incompetent. And because he's pulling out of a certain position, it actually makes it harder for you to win the fight because of it. It's just kind of weird. Because if you lamp someone or if you place your TP, you have a choice to use the lamp or to not use the lamp, or use TP, not use the TP, right? But here you don't have a choice to just, you have to deal with that. You have to be dragged with that ability. You have to be, yeah, you need to deal with that. Even stepping on the platform, you don't have a choice. You just gotta get lifted up. But no, it's okay. I guess the platform, at least you can see it. But with that ability, you cannot choose. G-Smatter mains are going to have a field day trolling with Live Fever? Oh no. We about to get reported before leaving the spawn of that hero. I think so too. I would just... I don't know. It's quite it's not that you can pull the enemy in, or like your teammate, oh sorry, your teammate in, but it's also some other things about the hero, just how he is. I don't know, like the platform is quite weird. The just in general, the healing, I guess the ultimate is on the weak side as well, because AoE ultimates are, a lot of times they're on the weaker side because they're easy to dodge, especially at the professional level. At the lower level, they're quite OP. That's why, like, a lot of people are complaining Ramato Ultimate is too good, or people also say Orisa is busted because people tend to stuck together at the lowest R, but at the highest R, you see people taking angles and not stacking up together, not just, dropping from those valuable positions. That's why AoE ultimates, they are not as good. I don't think he's going to be played at high tier for that. Maybe some niche play is going to get something, yeah, like lifting up some of your teammates, getting in an interesting positions, interesting angles, but that's it. I mean, I guess this immortality, yeah, that's also nice, but you know, I think his skill ceiling is one the highest they have added, but the timing and mechanics, I would disagree on that. I think the highest skill ceiling would be something like Ano, Kiriko, or Lucio. Lucio is the highest. Actually, Lucio is the highest, in my opinion. Multiple reasons why. All his mechanics, well, he has AoE stuff, yeah, which kind of requires a little bit less competency in landing because you just have that aura, but the timing is really really tough to get as a Lucio player. Like at what timing you should be using your AoE ability. It's but it's not how the Lucio is carrying the fight too. On the Lucio, you can do a lot. You can mark the angles, you can boop the angles away in your team sidelines, you can boop people in, out, and you can also wall ride. You have to do everything at once while playing the hero, so that's weird. I mean, not weird, it's that's hard. Yeah, that's what I think. I will look into the video later. I will need to go soon because I have a team session, guys. Anyone who is here, I will be glad to talk later. Actually, I'm quite enjoying it as well. I don't know. I didn't have time to do that frequently. I think he will probably work best with Anna since his healing seems pretty low. Hmm, I don't know. I would just see. Maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, if he works with Anna, he will work with Bab too. He will work with Moira technically. Just based on range, though, Moira would be not the most suitable. Because the Moira is a brawl, he's more of a seems like mid range hero, right? So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to go. I just need a little break before the team session, and then I will stream again. And the next week later. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. I'm gonna end the stream now. If you want to talk a little bit more, just feel free to join the Discord general chat. General chat, I'm always talking there. Keep the conversation going. Have fun. Thank you.